There's something I've been thinking about lately. I wonder if we've created our own burnout. And I don't just mean because we work too much, but I think we somehow reached a point where we feel like we always have to be doing something, whether it's working or improving, achieving, optimizing. And when we finally have time off, we don't really know how to switch off anymore. We check our phones, we answer messages, we scroll, we constantly consume, and if not, we're thinking about what we should be doing next. And somehow, even our hobbies have become another thing we're supposed to achieve at. A hobby isn't allowed to just be a hobby anymore. If you like painting, maybe you need to start selling your paintings. If you like photography, maybe you need to become a photographer and make it a business. If you like writing, start sending out email newsletters. Running, maybe you should train for a triathlon. And if you're going for a walk, well, how many steps did you get? How fast were you? Did you beat your personal best? Did you hit your goal today? Everything becomes a goal. It's like everything becomes something to optimize. And I fall into this too a lot of the time. Sometimes I do something I genuinely enjoy, and then almost immediately I start thinking about how I could make it more productive. How can I turn this into something? Can I make money from it? Can I grow something from it? An online presence? Could I be better at it or optimize the way I do it? And suddenly, the thing I was doing because I enjoyed it doesn't even feel like relaxing anymore. Actually, nothing feels like relaxing anymore. It begins to all feel like more work. Maybe that's part of this strange kind of burnout that so many of us are experiencing because there's nowhere to escape this pressure to achieve. It's not just our jobs that become work anymore. It follows us home, follows us into our hobbies and our spare time. It follows us onto our phones. Even our doom scrolling comes with a feeling of more things that we should be doing or buying. And eventually, it follows us into all of our free time. I mean, even rest has become something that we're supposed to be good at now. We track our sleep, we track our steps, our habits, our food, our progress in every which way, and we wonder why we feel burnt out. I feel like somewhere along the way, we just forgot how to simply exist. Maybe part of healing from this kind of burnout is just learning how to exist again intentionally, not doing nothing because we have nothing better to do, but doing nothing because we don't need to always be accomplishing something. Nothing in the way of like going outside, walking without tracking our steps, sitting somewhere beautiful, looking at the trees, listening to the wind, the sound of the water, just being present. Even just having a warm drink in the morning without turning on our phones, without scrolling, and without filling the silence with something, but just sitting there, actually being present. Because when I think about some of the most meaningful and memorable moments of my life, they usually weren't moments where I was accomplishing something. They were moments where I was simply existing, like sitting outside with someone I love, looking at nature and taking it all in, driving somewhere, looking at the scenery in no particular rush, going for a walk without a place to be, or just laughing about something completely insignificant. Just an ordinary day that at the time did not seem particularly important. But just being alive like that and present in a moment that I didn't realize would eventually become a memory is what forms some of my most lasting memories. And yet, I give myself so few chances to have those moments in life. It's like I'm always trying to fill this space, even though it's not really asking to be filled. I'm always trying to move towards something, to advance myself in a skill, to create something new, always thinking about what comes next. Like I'm chasing this dream, but I don't know what it is. And really, what I have would already be enough if I could take a moment to sink in and appreciate it. Maybe some of the moments we're looking for aren't at the end of another grand achievement. They're probably hiding in the empty spaces that we are so afraid to sink into. And if we could intentionally create more room for those empty moments and to do things without having to optimize them, to paint something and maybe don't post it, don't sell it, don't feel the need to turn it into content or start a business, don't even worry about whether anyone else will like it. Do it just because you wanted to do it. And when you're finished, let yourself be proud, not because it performed well in the eyes of others, not because somebody complimented it or because it made you money, but because you did something that you wanted to do. And just be proud of yourself for being yourself. I think we really need more of that because when everything we do becomes performative and everything has to be shared, measured, monetized, or admired by others to feel worthy, eventually it just starts to feel like work. It feels like nothing belongs to just us anymore. Everything we do is for someone else's consumption. And somewhere in the middle of all that, we really begin to lose ourselves. Maybe that's why we're so tired. Not just physically tired, but tired in a way that sleep doesn't even seem to fix. Our souls feel worn out from constantly being on, constantly performing, presenting ourselves, trying to become something better, feeling like the person we are right now is never quite enough, and being unable to enjoy the moment in front of us because there could be something greater to strive for ahead. Achievement can give us a moment of satisfaction, and yes, money can make life easier. Success can feel incredible. But there is something different about a moment of peace, about sitting somewhere quiet, realizing you don't need anything from that moment. You don't need to accomplish anything. There's nothing pulling you away from it to keep going, going, going. You don't need anyone to see it. You can just be there and exist. And this is likely a greater kind of wealth that money can't even buy. The kind of peace that that stillness brings is one of the most healing things. Maybe we need to intentionally make space for things that don't produce anything. Just take a walk and be outside, watch the sunset, make a coffee and just sit with it. Paint something or read something, take the long drive home, lie on the grass, listen to the birds, and let yourself be bored. Let ourselves have an afternoon where nothing happens and don't feel guilty about it. Because maybe when nothing happens, that's really what we need in our lives. We need to remember that our lives aren't just projects. We don't have to constantly optimize ourselves and turn every interest into a business. Not every accomplishment needs to be a performance. We don't have to prove to anyone that our time was well spent because spending that time being present is enough. Living is enough. Maybe learning to live again means just learning how to do things and exist in a way that nobody else has to see. Things that aren't for others don't make us money, don't improve our resume, and don't get likes, but allow us to exist and simply be present. Maybe that's what will really make us happy. Maybe that's where we start finding ourselves again, not by doing more, but by giving ourselves permission to do less. Our lives don't have to be impressive to be meaningful. They don't have to be productive to be valuable. And we don't have to be fully optimized humans in order to be worthy. All of these moments don't need to be witnessed to be real. today, I hope you can go for a walk or sit somewhere quiet or have a comforting drink. Do something you enjoy. Just watch the trees move and don't feel the need to turn it into anything. Just experience it. Live your life for yourself, not for an audience, not for an algorithm, not for a goal, just for yourself. Maybe we don't need to become better at living and finding ways to be less burnt out, but maybe we just need to start actually living again in order to be better.